Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. So in today's video I intend to make this little pillow, Christmas tree pillow. I already made one for my cat and she loves it, so I want to make one for me. So basically everything you need is some yarn, any size you want, any color you want, then a crochet hook. The size depends on your yarn. So I have a 7mm hook. Then you'll need some scissors to cut the yarn, and that's optional, but you can use these little things. They're called mesh holders, and they basically make it a little easier when you're sewing everything together, but you don't need them if you don't have them. Or that's also optional, but you can use a crochet needle for the sewing. That's basically everything you need, so let's get started. So basically what I did first was to crochet 20 loops. So then I started with the first row with inserting my hook in the 20th loop and making a single crochet. So for a single crochet you basically have to insert the hook in the loop and then pull through the yarn so that you have 2 loops on the hook and then pull through the yarn again. So for the first row we will only do single crochet stitches and we'll do that till the end. At the end of the row you'll do the last stitch like normal, and then you'll have to chain 2 more chains. So when you did that you can now turn your work around, and now you can see these little like V-shaped things from the yarn, from the stitch that we created. Now we'll only work in the back loops and you do the same stitch as we did in the last row again. And also the 2 stitches that we made count as 1 stitch. So because this counts as 1 stitch, we'll insert it in the second stitch and not in the first stitch, and then just do normal single crochet stitches. So in the previous row we had 20 stitches, and by the end of this row we'll have 19 stitches because we'll do a decrease in the middle. So in the previous row we had 20 stitches, and now we will do this row, but in the middle we'll do a decrease. So we'll chain 9 stitches and then decrease by 2. So when we're done chaining 9 stitches, we'll do the decrease. So a decrease is really easy. So as you can see here, I insert the hook in the next chain and I pull through the yarn, but I won't do a normal single crochet. So I'll go in the next chain and also pull through the yarn. So I have 3 loops on the hook and then pull through all of the 3 loops. So that's basically a decrease. And now you can just crochet till the end with a single crochet. So when you're at the end, you go into the very last stitch and then do the same thing as in the last row. So crochet 2 chains and then turn your work. So now in the second row we have 19 stitches because of the decrease. So in this row we'll at the end we'll have 18 stitches because we always do the decrease. So for this row we'll chain 8 single crochets and then do the decrease. So here I made a list of how many stitches we have in what row. So in the first one we had 20, and in the second one we had 19, and it always goes down by 1 stitch because we always do the decrease in the middle. So now here you can see the last row, how I do the last row. Basically I insert the hook in the last chain and then pull through all of them. So now you can cut the yarn, but you do have to leave a little bit on. So when you cut the yarn you can basically chain 1 and pull through the whole yarn and make sure that it's tight. So now when you made 2 of these, you can now sew them together. For the sewing, I would recommend that you use mesh holders on each of the corners. So on 3 of the corners, so you can see where you're at and what you need to chain, and also it holds everything in place. So now you can start sewing everything together like I'm showing here. You can also use a crocheting needle, but if you don't have one, you can also use a crochet hook like I am doing here. So now when you have 2 sides of the tree sewed together, you can now turn it around and then basically fill it up with like cotton or something, so to make it a real pillow. So then you can sew the last side together. Now when you're at the end, you basically chain 1 again, and then you can cut your yarn and make sure that it's tight. Then you can hide your ends that you made in the pillow. So that's with the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I could help some of you crocheting.